To order. First, I want to apologize to the committee members and my fellow magistrates for the short notice of this meeting. I was made aware on Tuesday that this meeting would be necessary after the matter was raised during a special call budget meeting. So as we know, special call meetings are limited to the items specifically listed on the agenda, which required us to schedule this meeting. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to Joey Scott. He can explain why the committee is now being made aware of this, and why now we're working on a shortened timeline to complete this process, and tell us about these storm bunkers.
Okay, thank you, sir. And again, understand this brick process application comes very quick, the email we got, and we have to pre-apply to apply, if that makes sense to you. Hardin County government has, the emergency management is teamed up with Lincoln Trail Ad. Leslie Ashlock and myself have been working hand to hand on this with Bonnie as well to get information gathered up so we can even apply. So the pre-application process happened. We did get approved to apply. Again, that's kind of why this was called together so fast, because we have to May 18th to get it in to start the application process into the brick FEMA to get approved, to even get approved for the grant. So again, that's why everything, when we got this email, it was going very fast. So,
when did we do the pre-application?
Pre-application was done on the April 25th, 26th.
Yeah, just the week before.
Yeah. It went, like I said, it was very quick, and that was into the KYEM, Kentucky Emergency Management, just they could look at this project and approve it if it was necessary that you all move forward or not. So, and to explain the project, it's 10 tornado shelters for Hardin County, in partnership with Hardin County Fire Chiefs. We're going to, if we get this grant, place them throughout rural Hardin County in our most vulnerable areas for tornadoes at each fire station. Being the center point of each community is usually your fire department. So these are self-sufficient pods. No electricity goes to these. They've had really good success in the West with them. I think Hart County is kind of moving towards this direction as well, and now is Grayson County. Grayson County, we sit down and have a meeting with their emergency management director, and he will apply for 10. Same concept we're doing with partnership up with the Grayson County Fire Department. So, and then they're also looped in with Lincoln Trail Ad. We're all working together on this to try to get this project into Hardin County.
How do they secure the bottom line?
Okay, so in the price tag, you've seen the quote here on page 2. That's everything inclusive. There's a concrete pad poured, and it's bolted to that concrete pad.
Do they do like a footer or something?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these shelters, are they going to stay open at all times? Are they going to be locked? And then
if we're suspecting bad weather coming, then we can open the shelters up, unlock them. But you don't want to leave them open all the time. But if we have a bad storm coming, we work the Hardin County Fire Department works so good with emergency management, we can contact the fire departments to unlock the shelters if needed. I did talk to the manufacturer. These fit 25 to 30 people. We could probably squeeze a few more in there, but again, these are areas that doesn't have any type of protection now. So most of these areas have been going into Vine Grove and Raycliffe for shelter during tornadoes. Yes.
Question. Is there a mechanism to inform the public when they're at capacity and not available again?
Well, again, that's
during the crisis.
Again,
or is that coming in the future?
That will be addressed, but we do have good partnerships with our faith-based community as well. From some of our churches that have basements could handle overflow if we had to. So, yeah, White Mills Christian Camp's a good example. They have that bunker that I will call them. They'll open that up for us as well too to handle some overflow.
Right, I might have been reading a little bit whenever you're. So the keys for access to them will be at the fire departments.
Yes, sir.
And then, so anybody at the fire department could be able to open?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
As far as maintenance on them, who's going to be responsible?
They're pretty much maintenance free, sir. That's the great thing about them. There's no electricity goes to these. So basically, I can keep an eye on them to, if, need to be washed off or something, but other than that, they're still, so.
I was just thinking possibly, we just saw what happened at E-Town Fire Department, a bunker,
Yeah.
something like this, there could be spiders or.
Sure.
Who's gonna pay are we going to have to do any extermination in them or spray every once in a while? Would that be volunteer fire departments, each one of them take care of that, or is that
I
something?
mean, again, I think that's a bridge we'll probably have to cross when we get there on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely, it probably would need some type of, pest control done on them, but at least an inspection on them too, to make sure if something's building up.
So I'm looking here, all sources of matching funds will require a commitment at the time of application. So you say that we have the pre-application was approved. Is this where the word application, is that pre-application?
Bonnie, do you
No,
want to?
there, the May 18th deadline on there is be able to get the statement of the costs and benefits. It's not regular, they're long one, but cost effectiveness. And so that's May 18th. Then we have until June, it's on there, the first date on June at the end of the email. Let me see. We have till June 5th is the first draft of the application. And that would require us coming through court. What we want now is that you give permission to go on ahead and move forward, that you all do want to do this application, even through the June 5th, because they have to have that ahead of time. That's why we had to do this all of a sudden. We got these short notices too. So May 18th, for this court, we want to put a resolution through to give the judge executive the ability to do this application. And it will be through Lincoln Trail. It's helping us with that. And then by June 5th, we will actually submit the application. Then we have to wait and hopefully get an award.
Okay, that's when, okay.
And then when we
Alright.
get the award, that's when it
That's
comes
when the
back
commitment.
through fiscal court. And fiscal court will have to approve the contract.
Okay.
That'll go to Jenny at that time and all that,
Right.
so.
The
Well,
way I understand that, the time we say go ahead and submit the application, we're committing the money. If approved.
If
If
approved,
approved.
yeah, they want to do that so that you're not wasting
Right.
Right.
the brick money out
Mhm.
there.
And to speak on something else, not only for our citizens, which this would be a milestone for Hardin County to have some type of protection out in these areas, but for our first responders too. I mean, we have, EMS stations that have no place to go during a tornado that can utilize these as well, our sheriff's deputies in those areas, and some of our firefighters. So you really don't want your fire department being inside of a metal building waiting for a tornado to come through. But you want them there to be able to respond to help people too. So this would be very beneficial for them as well.
From an aesthetic position, obviously these are pretty stark white. Is there an opportunity for them to be painted? Should they be painted? What about signage? Adding some signage to notify people that's what that's there for?
Sure.
Anything like that?
Sure. I mean, obviously, if we did get approved for that, to get the advertisement out to a public notification to where they're located at and what they're there for, and and that they will have access to them. But painting wise, I mean, I wouldn't say it'd be a problem with painting any color you really want to. So
Obviously, it probably is nice to be like, look at that white box.
Sure.
It's probably easier to say that white box.
the white box. There you go.
Well, and
Athletic.
that can all be put in this application if you have suggestions for that, because right now it's the quote just for the installation in place, the concrete pad and these units. So if we want signage and some other things in there, we can put that in that application that goes.
Have there been other areas where this model is set up to where you can find out how successful it has been?
Out west there has been. I know they're doing some out west. I know Eastern Kentucky has quite a few of them now in the mountain region itself. But I think right now there's some under construction in Hart County at some of the fire stations in Hart County.
I'm just talking about historical. Have they been successful is what I'm trying
Yes,
to
yes, yes. So you're talking about in storm events. Yes, they have been successful.
My big concern is when people know they're there, does it encourage them to leave their safe place that maybe they have at home and then they're caught, get in there and they get there, maybe it's full? What would we do as far as?
Again, I think, that overflow, having some of the areas that we're talking about, having some churches for a backup plan that could handle overflow in some of their basements. Again, the churches have stepped up during these tornado events and really helped out Hardin County Emergency Management by opening their churches up to us. So, and have manned those shelters for us if we needed to be there. So that would be the backup plan.
I think my point is, like, a lot of these are remote areas of the county.
Yes, sir.
So if you have one located at a fire station and it's in a remote area, there's not another place to go to real quick, because when a tornado is coming, it's here and
Yeah.
a lot of times before you, and gone
Sure.
before you know it. I just don't want to put it somewhere where folks are going to, thinking they can get into it and get there, and maybe they're may not even be unlocked.
Yeah.
Or it'd be full.
Again, I think, with our pre-notification system and our advanced warning system now that we've made extreme measures of notifying people earlier now, this is where that comes into play. And again, this would be more in the mobile home region. There's a lot of the mobile homes affected in these areas. Knowing that they're coming, we get a lot of phone calls, emergency management. Myself, Mr. Dewitt, we answer a lot of phone calls about where they can go. And we have people leaving Eastview to drive to Radcliffe or to Vine Grove to seek shelter. So I think this would be a big benefit for them.
On your notification system, can you, if a certain region, I'm just going to use Glendale for an example, like if Glendale, the shelter is full, can you say just to that area, hey, Glendale shelter is full, here's the other, like, can you split it up?
I think we can do that.
No, it's not by region.
Okay.
Subscribers.
But if we put out a mass notification saying,
Everybody.
I think
everybody
that's
would
kind of
get it.
what Fred was kind of saying, like if
I see,
somebody lives somewhere,
yeah.
so you get someone leaving a potential safe place to
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
to go to a safe place, a safer place, and in turn they get turned down and they have to go somewhere else, and just caught in the middle of it, I guess at that point.
I see
Can I-
communication
Mhm.
is
Yes.
going to be crucial.
Crucial.
For
Yeah.
this.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, it could be life-saving.
Yeah.
Because as we've already talked about, people are leaving their homes
Yes.
to come to a shelter. It's full, and if it's done right, and but communication has got to be first priority here with this. And not just during the storm or before the storm, but before let's say we agree to this and this happens.
Sure.
We've got to communicate to our county, to our citizens, what we're doing, how this is going to work, and, are you signed into, the alert and the right? It's just so crucial with this
Yeah,
because we could cause more harm
Yeah.
than we do good
Well-
if we don't communicate it effectively.
I think at the end of the day, and I do understand that, and we do a good job with communicating with people.
Yes, you do, but this is something totally new.
Yes.
And people aren't expecting this, and you're always going to have, I didn't know anything about that. Oh, I didn't hear that, I didn't get that alert. I didn't get that notice.
Mhm.
It's just so crucial when you do something like this.
Public education is a key.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're gonna have a plan
Yes, ma'am.
set in motion
Yes.
just for
Yes,
communication
ma'am.
on this.
Okay. A lot of the calls that we get are people that are in homes that don't have a shelter. If it's hard enough getting these people out of their homes as it is. And if they've got a basement, they've got a place that they consider their safe area. They've got their supplies. I don't think those are the people that are going to leave. It's more of your people that are in these single level homes, these, manufactured homes, these trailers that aren't in a secure place. And because we get a lot of calls like that. Hey, I live in a trailer. I don't have a storm shelter. Where do you go? I think, I don't think we're going to pull a lot of people away from.
Well, you shouldn't pull any.
Well,
away
right, but I'm
from
just saying,
a home that's secure. That's not what this is designed to
Right,
do.
exactly.
You shouldn't pull any of those kinds of folks out of their secure place. I'm just concerned about the communication plan.
Yes,
I-
ma'am.
I wanna make
It
sure
will be
that-
one of
that
those.
is-
Yes,
There
ma'am.
will be a communication plan in effect.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, in that statement that we give out, you know, if you don't have a secure place, we have this available. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
What about, did we check with KCO about the exposure, liability exposure?
I haven't, sir.
No, I have not.
Good idea if we make a call with them.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming every site will be able to accommodate one of these buildings.
Yes.
Every site
Yes, ma'am.
will have all of the, no issues with zoning or planning or anything like that would be able to, you already know that they will be able to accommodate one of these buildings.
Again, I've spoken with all the fire chiefs, and we've talked about their areas. I don't think there'll be an issue at all with putting these in there by building codes. I'll have to speak with planning and zoning as well.
Yeah, that might be the next step.
Yeah.
To,
And the dimensions are on here. They're
so,
okay.
More questions from the magistrates?
Have you checked with any counties that have them, whether or not they have vandalism issues, with graffiti and all that stuff?
No, sir. I haven't. Again, this is fairly new to our region. Like I said, Hart County is under the process now of putting these in. I know Grayson County has got the go on there, so they're riding for it as well. I don't think they've been around here long enough to get any kind of data like that from.
But aren't these, you plan to have them all right next to the
Yes,
fire
ma'am.
stations where a lot of people are going anyway? West Point, they won't happen because it's in a floodplain, but you know.
We got a white, shiny new building that's pretty attractive.
Yeah, it is, but they're right next to fire stations that
Yeah,
are.
the majority of our
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
stations do have cameras now too,
Yeah.
so that's a huge benefit to the county, and it's kind of cut down our vandalism from their stations as well too. So
And all of them have plenty of room to put them.
yes, yeah. To my, after talking with most fire chiefs, yes, we got plenty of room for these. There's not going to take up a lot of space.
We have the 10 sites already.
Yes, yes. The commitment from all fire
Good.
departments. Yeah.
And room for parking, I assume
Yeah.
if you had 20 people, 10, 15 extra vehicles. That's the least of someone's concern, they'll park in a ditch. probably. I'm just saying.
Parking
you
lot
know,
in the ditch, yeah.
But you don't want to get some people parked in odd places and then emergency vehicles can't
That's
get
right,
through.
yeah, yeah.
so you mentioned no electricity or no plumbing, I'm assuming. So self-sufficient. Tell me what's going to be inside.
Okay, it's just, there'll be a light inside of it that run by a solar panel on top of it, and then one on the outside for a light on the outside of it. And that's it. The ventilation systems you can see in the picture here,
Mhm.
these are natural ventilation systems in here, so there's no electric involved in these at all.
What do you have in there? You're going to have cots, you're going to have
There's gonna be
chairs? You're gonna have- okay,
that
chairs?
people sit on.
Okay. Emergency first aid kits, that kind of thing, and just the bare.
Well, we have enough supplies. We can put
I
some
mean,
stuff
I know
in
it's
water.
located there by the fire station, on this fire station property, so, okay.
Well, there'll be emergency management people there.
Yeah.
Either fire, volunteer fire, or
Yeah.
emergency management, because that's what they normally do now, with
Yeah.
all these shelters.
So you just basically, it's just for chairs and,
Yes,
and,
ma'am. And we'll have waters and supplies in there for them. People, we have a pretty good stockpile, thanks to Mr. Dewitt over here, put together for Hardin County. So
This bid that's in here, is that the only one that you received?
yes, sir. This is the only one that I know that makes this type of a shelter at this price. If you get into like this Whitehead was saying about bathrooms and stuff, you get your price will almost triple. So, the storm shelters we have in Hardin County right now is a safe room in Vine Grove. The underneath of the Radcliffe Station 1 fire station is a tornado shelter as well. That's the only thing we have right now, and those are $1 million projects, millions of dollars went into those projects. Muldrow has a really nice safe room. It's an actual safe room. I think it was bought under the brick as well at one time. Is that correct?
I don't know if it's on brick. I know it was through FAMA. We've been pursuing that for several years and
Yeah.
cannot get the funding on that.
Yeah.
But we've been pushing for something like that.
Is
But-
it a similar structure?
No, it's a
No.
large structure. probably.
Big concrete building.
How well is it you?
It'll
It's
house
u- it's
all
very-
of
it's
West
utilized.
Muldrow.
Pretty much the whole Muldrow goes in it.
Yeah,
Well,
it'll,
but-
it'll house all of Muldrow.
It's not
And-
utilized until there's a storm.
Yeah,
Oh, I know that.
so
Okay, I
it's
just-
empty,
When
but
the
West,
storm hits, how
yeah.
well is that?
but people from West Point go there.
And they've all, they're very good about opening up to Hardin County residents as well.
Yeah.
We've had that kind of conflict. If we fill up Vine Grove, we fill up Radcliffe, then where else can we go? Well, Muldrow will take you in too. So, yes, sir.
How long does people typically stay in these shelters or seek shelter for till it's passed?
Usually to the storm passes. I mean, really.
Like a couple, I know generally speaking, but like when you have them at the shelters in Radcliffe and stuff, normally it's going to come and gone in 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, just depending on, of course, damage is a big thing. What kind of damage is in that area, and if it's safe for them to go back into their areas. But they don't want to be away from home too long. They're
Once
just
the threat's gone, if their area is damaged, they could go into the fire department or a more comfortable area, right?
then we'd have to if a big storm, for instance, came through one particular area, we'd have to set up some type of a shelter, not a storm shelter, but actually a shelter to house people in that event a big storm came through.
Well, just walk us through. We get a WHS or whoever says we're going to have a tornado that's going to reach Hardin County in 15 minutes. What happens?
Well, again, you're going to have our rave alerts will go off, notifying
I'm
people.
talking about as far as opening up the shelter.
Well, again, we'll put out a notification to the fire departments to make sure they're unlocked, and at that point, they will be open. And then we can put that out as well on social media that the tornado boxes, we'll call them tornado boxes, are open. So if you need to seek refuge, that's where you go to seek refuge.
On our
Because,
alert system.
And then my next,
because your communication plan that you're gonna develop
Mhm.
has already been put into effect, and the community already knows
Mhm.
what they're gonna do,
Yeah.
and if they need to go.
Yes, ma'am. And public education, we're really.
I know, I keep saying that, I don't want you to think that I don't
again,
think it,
and that's why we push so hard for rave,
Mhm.
to educate people about rave, and which is really the numbers have grown so great on that. And, rave is so underutilized. We could do more with rave too. Not just for storms, but it's a
That's
great
right.
notification system on all instances, any kind of emergency.
And you just said it's underutilized because people don't know about it.
Oh, they
A lot
know
of
about it.
people, what we've
Well,
had,
but
yeah.
not as many that could.
They could,
I'm just
yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of your communication plan.
And that's been our
is
big
to-
drive, Ms. Whitehead, this year is to really push it. And like I say, Richard has done a great job too, at getting information out to people. And it's been a team event. All county departments have
No,
helped
and
us.
I realize that. I don't think I'm being critical.
Sure.
I just want to
Yeah.
ensure that that plan.
We will have a plan in place, I
Well,
promise
and
you.
you already have emergency plans in place. You do
Yes.
a lot
But
of this
for
already.
this
They've all,
specific,
they do
you know.
for
Yes, ma'am.
tornadoes, but
Yeah.
at least we have this
Yeah.
one for
this
this.
needs
but-
this needs a
This-
separate
I'm gonna play
communication
devil's
plan.
advocate here
Correct,
for a minute.
correct.
Okay.
Because we've heard about response times at volunteer fire departments, correct?
Mhm.
12:30 in the afternoon, sirens going off. Can we rely on somebody to get that storm shelter open?
I can assure you that myself or Richard Dewitt will have every shelter open in Hardin County if it's a stormy day coming. Because with the advanced warning systems now, we can predict these storms when they're in Paducah. That gives us
Right.
plenty of time to get these open. Again, that's why we live in a great age of notification now. So if we know those days are coming, we'll make sure they're open.
But it would seem logical to have one person designated or two designated to open them and close them.
Yes. Yeah. So again, and if it's storming, we're here in the EOC anyway. I hope everybody in Hardin County should know that we're manning that EOC, watching the weather in the event something major does happen. So we have personnel on hand to go and make sure those are opened up and closed up.
And, if we're under tornado watch, of course, the sense is heightened of keeping an eye on what's going on. So we're under tornado watch. You're going to have a check person. Hey, who's in charge in this area? Who is going to be the person that you're counting on to open this up? Same way, once it's cleared, who's locking it? Because we don't want those crews going out cutting trees or whatever, being absolutely no one there, and it left open at that time. So yes, that will be all, that would be pre-planned.
So, guess moving forward, this is a 75-25 match grant.
Yes.
That's county being required to pitch in 25%, right?
State does not cover any of that 25%.
That 25% is equivalent to 88,800. I'm assuming
Looks like 12.
1250.
That's, again, that'd be a one-time expense. That's not for any type of maintenance or.
That would be the worst case. There is this grant program at the state level that is in the economic development cabinet. They still have money available. You will apply for that. And they won't pay the whole $88,000 or $89,000.
Up to, we would still have to do 10%.
10%.
Because the size of our county.
So it would take it down to better 20.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Right now, their website says they're closed, not taking any applications, but I've been talking to Leslie Ashlock at LTAD, and she believes they have this little disclaimer at the top that they're still working through the budget process, so she believes that it'll be open and we can apply for it with this. So she's working through that, because they will actually do the grant.
Also
Process
could be a
for us.
possibility through the Kentucky Association of Mitigation Managers that, since we've got this much, but we still need some help with these, because they're the ones like Muldrow that paid for that center, well, 100%. So with the amount it is, it's not a guarantee, but the worst thing to say is no. It doesn't hurt to ask and to push for that.
We will seek every avenue possible.
Yeah. So 89,000 is
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
So
So
is it 10% of the 75% or 10% of the 25% amount?
10%
Up to 25 of
of
our
the-
amount.
Of our
Of
amount.
our amount.
Okay.
So let's talk worst case scenario. So if we were to pay 89,000, I would assume that the intent would be used legacy fund or pilot agreement or something of those sorts. So what's the recommendation?
I'm gonna shock the world. I think if there's a project, the legacy fund goes to, this would be one because it's
Yes.
countywide and benefits the whole county. So I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and it'll end up coming, if we get the grant, and you all agree, we get the award, still has to come through as a budget amendment for next year, because it's a reimbursement grant, so we'll have to pay for the whole amount up front and then get the money back from FEMA, so there's that process. But LTAD will take a management fee, I think it's around 1%, but that comes off the top. We don't have to share in that 75-25. FEMA will pay 100% of their management fee, so. And like I said, they're doing it for Grayson County, so it'll be more uniform, it was nice to be able to combine with them too, and to be regional. They like those kind of programs instead of one-off, so.
So obviously we don't have enough time to truly go through the finance committee, so I would assume today probably should have known. Funding source would probably be legacy fund.
Yeah. Legacy fund.
Very appropriate for this.
Mhm.
Larry,
Safety and health.
Larry, you agree? So, I mean, seems like a no-brainer. So I would assume this needs to go on court next week. That's why we did it emergency.
Well, we can't,
No,
just the resolution to allow
Yeah.
to move forward to
To apply.
apply. We
Yeah.
need to apply.
So it'll be on the agenda.
I'm excited about it. I think it's great. I'm just delighted with it. I really am. It's so needed.
It's a great opportunity to help our citizens. you know.
Well, and like you said, it's going to be at each station, so it's going to be countywide, and it's a plus. It's a benefit.
And again, I'd like to commend the fire departments too for, ask upon them. They were excited to be a part of it. So that was really.
There's been a lot of work behind the scenes. So I just want to commend these guys for working
Yeah.
behind it and to get us to this
Yeah.
point.
And another thing, it's a little bit in there. This money for this whole project isn't going to somebody in some other state. It's going to a neighboring county.
Yeah.
So, that just, money being spent here is still staying at home. So if there's any type
The
of issues or
contract
what,
does it.
you then it would be easy getting, okay, if any type of issue or whatever, no problem getting them here.
All right. Well, we'll get it on the court, Tuesday. Hope we get it. I guess we won't find out until probably August, I guess, July, August or something.
In that timeframe, yes, sir.
I think they're moving pretty fast, but
If it don't, we'll
And
look
again,
for other
thank
sources.
you all for coming on short notice. I apologize for that, but again, these grants unfortunately are just bang, bang, bang
Seems to
grants.
be a pattern
It
with
is.
grants.
it
But,
is a
you know,
problem.
and sometimes it happens this way, but I appreciate your foresight and the work that you've done. And this, you know, prompt response and trying to get everybody together and get this going. So we just certainly don't want to miss any opportunities like this.
Nothing else, we will adjourn at 4 p.m.
Thank y'all.
There you
Right
go.
on, Bonnie, that was perfect.